If you see something, say something.
Ever since 9/11, the NYPD has told all of us to report anything suspicious.
But does the police department practice what it preaches? Fox 5's John Deutzman with an investigation that raises serious questions about public safety and police priorities.
This large, suspicious truck trailer is hard to miss. It mysteriously appeared here more than 4 months ago. A concerned truck driver tipped us off to it, worried about what the heck it was doing on Given Avenue behind the Pear Tree Shopping Center in the Bronx. The container on top could have come from anywhere on the planet, so there are logical questions. What's inside? Is it stolen? Is it dangerous? Should it be towed?
Let go, let go, let go.
The tipster knew that way before 9/11, in fact, right after investigators found out that a truck bomb was a weapon used in the first World Trade Center attack in '93, suspicious trucks supposedly have been a top priority for law enforcement. So did anybody with a badge ever see this suspicious trailer? Sure looks like they did. When we showed up, we found parking tickets shoved into every nook and cranny of the trailer. People who work in the area were shocked.
This one has 58 tickets on it.
58? That's a lot.
What's going on here?
I really don't know, brother. I really don't know.
What you see here are the tickets that are left sticking on the trailer. But look at all of these tickets we pulled from city records. The latest total has this trailer slammed with 64 tickets, $3,700 worth of fines. And the tickets prove that some of the ticket writers kept coming back, like this cop whose name is scribbled. We'll call him Officer Scribbles. He wrote 14 tickets on this trailer since October. A traffic agent named Johansson wrote 10. There are so many tickets, you can ticket the ticket writers for littering tickets.
Is it weird to you?
Yeah, it's weird to me. I've been here 3 years.
Also pretty weird that apparently none of the ticket writers thought this mysterious and potentially dangerous trailer was worth investigating. Maybe someone should remind them, if you see something, say something. Apparently they were too busy writing tickets to investigate, or just call the number right on the trailer. It took us less than 5 minutes to find the right person at the company, Marisk, who thanked us for finding a trailer that mysteriously went missing back in November. What this seems to be is a sneaky trick called ticket dumping, as dirty as the toilet bowl and mattress found on the very same street. In ticket writing slang, things like these are called dumpers, vehicles that you can write tickets over and over again, day after day, and dump them, in this case, shove them in the vehicle. It can help you with those so-called performance goals for writing tickets.
They just give tickets, they don't do anything else.
True. Well, I guess it's about revenues. It's not about safety. Who knows what they might be packing inside?
It's easy to write tickets on this trailer because it has a license plate. It goes back to Maine. But there's a trailer parked illegally in front of this one. And guess what? It doesn't have any plates and doesn't have any tickets. Even though a vehicle without a plate should be towed by cops or the Department of Sanitation, this one sat here for months too.
Wow, well, I think that's the city's job. They should move it.
Just common sense, right?
Yes, it's common sense.
But nothing makes any common sense here. Yep, we found another trailer with a plate on the same street. This one earned 51 tickets, $2,800 worth at last count. And these go back more than a year. Our buddy Officer Scribbles really liked this trailer, writing at least 20 on it. And traffic agent Johansson racked up 4 more on this one.
You know, they're doing their job. They just want to write tickets.
Like the cops tell us, if you see something, say something. And a day or so after we said something in that simple phone call to the truck company, the mysterious trailer finally went bye-bye. And now the sanitation department is watching the area closely and towing and tagging suspicious vehicles that appear to be dumped. The place is now cleaned up. However, we don't know if the ticket writers will get tickets for littering their tickets. We're talking more than 100 tickets written in this small little area, the majority of them by police officers who, by their training, have an obligation to investigate things like these trailers further. Now, traffic agents may not be trained to do this, but common sense tells you that they should be held to the same standard as the general public, which is if you see something, say something, considering one of these trailers was there for more than a year with nothing being done. I'm John Deutzman, Fox 5 News.
The NYPD had no comment about our findings. However, the city's Department of Sanitation responded to the scene right after we called them. A spokesman said the department tries to stay on top of derelict vehicles, but relies heavily on complaints from the public to find problems like this one. No one can tell us what originally was shipped in the containers in our story, but after they were finally checked, 2 were empty, 1 had loose wood inside. To read more about the practice of ticket dumping and to voice your opinion, go to John Deutzman's blog on our website, myfoxny.com.
Something is sure out of whack when crime victims start complaining that they were swindled twice. Once by thieves and then by the police department.
It has to do with a shady practice called ticket dumping, which Fox 5 revealed in an investigation last week.
And it makes you wonder if some officers writing tickets have become their #1 priority. Here's Fox 5's John Deutzman.
Ever since 9/11, sea containers like these have become a home security worry. The fear is that some weapon could be smuggled in undetected and used against us.
It is a public safety thing. You could be anything inside there.
So when 2 sea containers and the trailers they were on were stolen from this Jersey City shipping company, Tommy Barr, the company's vice president, thought they would catch someone's attention.
You don't know by looking at it what was inside of it.
John Meehan, the company owner, felt the same way.
It was loaded.
Right.
It wasn't an empty container. It wasn't banded with garbage. It had goods on it.
This time the goods were barrels like these of apple and pear juice concentrate. The containers each holding about 61,000 pounds of product, 38 grand worth per container. Oh, they were found by the cops all right, but the cops did nothing but...
I mean, that's substantial, isn't it?
Yep, write tickets. A confusing wad of tickets found written on each missing vehicle. 48 at last count, more than $2,000 worth.
We were victimized twice, once by the burglar, once by the city of New York.
Fortunately for the Hunts Point area in the Bronx, all that was inside was juice. By the time it was recovered here on Longwood Avenue, just a couple of days after it was stolen, cops had racked up at least 12 tickets worth $660.
Despite a dozen tickets written by police officers, it wasn't the cops who solved this one. It was a private citizen, an employee of a shipping company up here in the Bronx, who noticed a suspicious trailer on the street.
Using numbers on the containers like this, they were able to trace it to the Jersey City company. And it wasn't the cops, but the owner's son, Mark, who found the second container after checking out the area where the first one was found.
Sure enough, we turned a corner. It was sitting right there, and we found piles of tickets on it.
Yep, before Mark found it, the cops had found it and written a bunch of tickets. And listen to this.
Yeah, we were waiting for the guy to come pick it up, and a cop pulled up right behind it, and we're like, all right, we got out of the car, went over to him, he was sitting there writing a ticket. We're like, this is stolen, we're waiting for it to be picked up, and he's like, oh, okay, and then he actually left, he didn't finish writing it.
Here at the corner of Oak Point and Barretto, as far as we can tell, 9 tickets worth $515 were written in a week on the other trailer. 3 of them by an Officer Jones 5 days after a nationwide alarm was issued that it was stolen.
I would think they would do some police work and just look beyond their nose, just look in the computer. It's right there at their fingertips.
I just don't understand it, because these containers could be filled with anything.
And here's where it gets really wacky. There are at least 27 more tickets, more than $1,500 worth, many of them found stuck on the trailer made out to the wrong license plate. They all have an 8 where there should be a 3. We don't know if this is just sloppy ticket writing or what, but they were written at the same exact location during the same exact time the trailer was there.
The fact that nothing happened or they didn't do anything, that concerns me.
This ticket mess doesn't come as a surprise to Fox 5. Last week we told you about 2 abandoned trailers in the Bronx. This one parked illegally for more than 4 months. It racked up 64 tickets, $3,700 in fines. This one in the same spot for more than a year. It collected 51 tickets, $2,800 worth, without anyone who wrote the tickets apparently making the slightest effort to investigate. It took us a mere 5 minutes to make a phone call. The number was on the side of one of the trailers to find out that the company Maersk was looking for this trailer for months. They towed the mysterious trailer away in a few days. And after we called the sanitation department, the trailers in the area were tagged and towed, and the place was cleaned up.
It seems to be just compiling tickets for the sake of compiling them.
The majority of these tickets are written by police officers here in the 41st Precinct. You know, this all boils down to this: whether or not a vehicle is suspicious and whether or not you run a plate to see if a vehicle is stolen is purely the officer's call, officer's discretion, and that discretion is supposed to be based on experience and common sense. I'm John Deutzman, Fox 5 News.
And the NYPD tells us that they're looking into what we found. The shipping company now has to try to get all of those tickets dismissed by a judge in the city's Parking Violations Bureau. We'll keep an eye on what that turns out to be like. By the way, you can read more about ticket dumping or give your opinion by going to John's blog at our website, myfoxny.com.